these two committees. Their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me.
My forecast said 3% inflation in 2021, core PCE inflation, and 2.5% core PCE inflation in 2022. So, but if that's what you think is going to happen, then by the time you get to the end of 2022, you'd already have 2 years of 2.5% to 3% inflation. So,
Who is he trying to kid? Go to the supermarket. See what inflation is. Go to the gas pump. See what inflation is. Who are these guys trying to kid? Unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang. Coast to coast and off the market. This is just crazy. This is nuts. Inflation is 15%. That's the real rate of inflation. Now, this weekend, we saw this market on Friday. Remember, it went down 500 points. Now, why? Well, because Powell came out on Thursday and he said, look, I'm not going to be raising rates anymore. I'm going to raise rates. I'm going to start raising rates. So what's that mean, I'm going to start raising rates, when he says that? Well, it means he's going to stop printing money to buy treasuries to lower the rates. The more treasuries he buys, the lower the rate. That's how we got down to zero. Now, all that printing of money is so inflationary. It's a killer. It's a killer. Now, so when he made that announcement, basically what he's saying is, okay, I'm not going to print as much money, because you print money to buy the treasuries to drop the rate. So now we had everybody shorting the dollar since what, 2008, at least from 2013, the dollar kept going down and down and down. Why? Because every time you print money and you keep putting more and more money out there, more money supply, your dollar becomes less valuable. The purchasing power in your dollar drops. It just keeps dropping. Nothing you can do about it. It just keeps dropping. So he's basically saying, I'm going to cut back on the printing of money. So everybody who was short started to buy their positions back. Everybody who was shorting said, I got to get out of my position. And boom, we saw that dollar just soar, took off big as people had to get out of their positions. So that was on Friday. And remember, we saw on Friday we had a yield. Now remember, all last week, starting last Monday, a week ago, the yield was like 144 basis points. Then it started to move up Tuesday, Wednesday, 146 basis points, then 149 basis points, then Friday, 156 basis points. Now, that's not good for big tech stocks, because big tech stocks, they don't like that, those high rates, those high yields, big tech. They want low yields. So, but it was going up regardless, because if you take 160 basis points as a benchmark, where if we get to that, then big tech stocks are going to collapse. So it was rising though. We kept going up and going up, but we noticed, if you look at the big tech, if you look on a chart, they could not break out. They could not break out. If you put up XLK and you go back to April 19th, we're around a high of 144 bucks. And that's where we are. We've been that way since June 14th today. They couldn't break out. Well, why wouldn't they break out? That doesn't make sense. I mean, heck, they printed all weekend all this money, and they came in and they dropped those interest rates, those yields, all the way back down to 140 basis points, 147 basis points. So think about what they did. Last Monday is 144 basis points. Friday we ended up 156 basis points, but yet the big tech stocks kept going up, not fast, not heavy, because the yields were going up. They don't like that. And then today we wake up in this morning and the yields are down to 144 basis points. How could that be? So the market, all of a sudden we open up, the market goes up to 500 points when we were down 500 points. How do you turn the market around like that? Well, it's really simple. It's called the plunger team. The plunger team gets together with the president and they rig the market. What they do is they decide where they want the market. So the plunger team, they went in and they purchased, they print all this money again. Now remember, we were told they're not going to print anything. They're going to cut back on all their printing of money, and they're going to cut back on purchasing treasuries. Remember? They're going to cut all that back because they said they just want to get these yields back down. So what happened is the plunger team goes in, purchase what they call equity index futures. It places bid just below the existing price. Say, for example, I'll give you an analogy. Say a stock's trading at $25 right now. They place an order. Okay, they place an order in the future called equity index futures. So they place an order for, let's say, in August, that same stock at $50. So if the stock's at 25, they say, I'm going to buy it in August at 50. Then the traders see that bid, and identifies, the government is intervening, and they're going to support this market. And the hedge funds and all the other institutions start front-running the bid, forcing the short covering. And so that's what they did, and that's how the market, boom, all fake. Now, think about this. Big tech, who owns all these big tech stocks? Who's made a fortune on these big tech stocks? Remember, when the market collapsed in January from the pandemic and it dropped, starting from March to where we are today, big tech stocks is up 110%. Can you imagine? What's that, 5 months? In 5 months, big tech went up 110%. Because what do? They print money and keep on buying treasuries to keep those interest rates low, those yields low. And big tech stocks love low rates. They love it. While banks hate low rates and they go down. But wait a minute, didn't he say last week that he was going, this is over, he's not going to do this anymore, he's not going to print money and go in and drive those yields down? Well, he did over the weekend. He did just the opposite. He lied. He went in over the weekend and printed all this money to get the yields to drop from Friday to was 156 basis point on Friday to drop, open up this morning 144 basis point. so the tech stocks will go back up. But here's the problem. Tech stocks aren't breaking out. You go look at a chart, just put up XLK, they're not breaking out. Now, here's another problem. Where will these stocks, big tech stocks, fail? Where are they going to have a big failure? And when are the bank stocks going to take over? So when should you get out of your big tech stocks and turn around and start buying your bank stocks and short the big tech stocks? When should you do that? Well, I'll give you the answer when I get back. Unbelievable, the line. Join my gang, free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about about your financial future and start doing something about
Remember,
it.
when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
So we know that the Fed just told us inflation is higher than we expected. The bond market is responding with a decline of 2.5 basis points on the 10-year.
Yeah, so how could that be? Inflation's high, but the bond market is going down. And it's important to understand the bond market. If you're going to be investing, I hope who's ever taking care of your money is watching the bond market. We watch the bond market like a hawk all day long. In fact, we're here at 4 in the morning. We got to watch that bond market. It's pretty simple. If they're going to manipulate this bond market, and they're going to keep on trying to keep this bond yield down. Now, remember, they told us they weren't going to do that on Thursday. Powell said he's going to start raising rates, not lowering rates. But look what they did. They lowered the yields by purchasing, going out and printing money and purchasing treasuries. They lowered the yield. They lowered the yield from 1.5, 150 basis points, back down to about 140, let's say 140 basis points. Are you kidding me? So that's pure manipulation. That's what they've been doing. So again, if you go back and you look at the 10-year yield on a week ago, it was 144 basis points. Friday was 156 basis points. Now remember, this we got notice on Thursday that this is going to pretty much stop. They're going to do this, in another year or sooner. They're going to do it in 2022, or they may do it sooner. And boy, if you go take a look at the dollar soared because people got scared and they were shorting the dollar thinking it was going to go down. They've been playing it, making a fortune, playing it down for so many years. Now they came in and they had to buy it. Boom, dollar went up. And then soon the 10-year treasury yield, because people say, well, if they're not going to print money to buy treasuries to drop interest rates, then the treasury yield is going to go up. And Friday it did. Bang, goes up 156 basis points. Now that's bad for tech stocks. That's bad for tech stocks. Tech stocks don't want yields going up. They don't want yields going up. Nor does Tesla. Nor do the semiconductors. But so this morning we turn around, as I said a moment ago. We come in, and all of a sudden, we're from 156 basis point. Boom, we dropped to 144 basis point. Boom, big tech is back up. Banks are back down. Wait a minute. How can that be? What they did over the weekend, they lied. They went in and printed the money, turned around, bought the treasuries, boom, to drop that yield down to 144 basis points. So that was no longer 156 basis points. So everybody could continue to make money in the big tech stocks. Who's that? Everybody in Congress, the big wealthy people in Congress. Pelosi just bought another $10 million worth of Microsoft. I think it was about 5 weeks ago. You got everybody in Congress buying big tech. They've been buying big tech, okay, since the pandemic started. And they started to buy tech in March of 2020. And wouldn't you? I mean, we did. It went up 110%. You think they're going to, you think for one moment they're going to stop buying tech? When he turned around and said, Powell turned around and said, we're not going to print money anymore. or shortly. We may do it earlier, but we're going to stop printing money to keep driving those interest rates down, those yields down. We're not going to do that anymore. We want the interest rates to start going up, yields going up. That's what he said. Total lie. Total lie. What, you think they're going to switch from Google to Disney? You think they're going to switch from Amazon, for heaven's sakes, to Procter & Gamble? Do you think all these people in Congress in the top 1 percentile who made a fortune? I'm not talking about the money they made going back to 2008 to today. I'm just talking about the money in the last 5 months, 110% return on big tech stocks. You think they're going to get rid of Google and go to Disney, or get rid of Google and go to Procter & Gamble? What are you, nuts? So the plunger team took care of that this morning. That's why you got to watch. That's why we watch the yields every day for our members, almost every minute, because we know what they do. Now listen. Now they're manipulating the bond market. Now there's the bond market used to be the one pure place you could look at and figure out what is the economy going to do. What's the economy going to do? Because the bond market was always pure. It always told you exactly what was going on. Now they're manipulating it. They're manipulating it because they didn't like the feeling of the bond of the idea of tech stocks were going to start coming back and bank stocks going up. Now, at the same time, we have Kudlow telling us the economy is the best ever, according to Kudlow and the Fake Business News Network. Then let me ask you a question. If that was the truth, then why is it that the real estate loans, commercial loans, including leases, are contracting? And credit card loans are contracting. We just got a Philly report. Business growth is contracting. Well, we don't hear that when you listen to the Fake Business News Network, do you? Oh, no, everything's booming, booming, booming. No, it's not true. Not true. So we got real estate loans contract. This is not the same real estate market we had back in 2001 to 2006. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Anybody who bought a house in the last year, you're going to lose 20, 30% on that house. So Thursday, Kudlow says the reason why Powell decided to raise rates after 13 years because the economy was booming. No, he got worried because he remember, for 13 years, he's been purchasing 10-year treasuries to press those rates to keep the big tech stocks going up. Okay, and they also did it, remember, to press rates so that the big CEOs could buy their own shares of stock to make a fortune, to push their stocks of their company up so they make a fortune. Remember, stocks didn't go up because of earnings or good margins or top line sales. For the last 13 years, stocks only went up because CEOs bought their stock. They bought it. This is crazy. So what they did is they propped up the stock market, they propped up the economy, printing trillions and trillions of dollars to buy treasuries to drop rates to zero and use stock buybacks. And don't forget, monetize the debt. This is why this is a whole bunch of lies here. They are not going. Powell is not going to do what he said. He's not going to do what he said. And I'll bet you by the end of this week, we'll start seeing the big techs going down and we'll start seeing the banks going back up. A high probability of that. Because don't forget, they monetized the national debt by printing all this money they said not going to do anymore. They monetized the nation's debt, and they monetized the debt of the corporations. We have 30% of the corporations, the S&P 500, would be broke unless they printed money, went in and bought all their bad debt. Remember, the balance sheet of the Fed grew from $800 billion in 2009 to $8 trillion. They bought $8 trillion worth of debt from corporations, and this is crazy. This is unbelievable. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, free for 10 days. Get my color-coded chart as well, free.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So, over the weekend, they manipulated the stock market again. Now, here's the problem, though. Powell's got his back against the wall. Now, what I'm going to do with my members, okay, we're in big tech and we're shorting the banks, but we're getting ready to lighten up our position on big tech, okay, and get ready to buy more banks. Here's why. Powell's got a problem. His back's against the wall. Because remember, the big banks they control him. They control him. And the big banks aren't going to sit there, okay, and keep watching the yields going down, and they keep getting hit. The bank stocks keep going down. You think the big bank stocks, okay, they're not going to stand for it. See, there's always a battle between the banks and big tech. Now, Pelosi, I know, I can't say I know for sure, but you got to know that Pelosi, who has a fortune in the tech stocks, especially Microsoft, is saying, wait a minute, what are you doing, Powell? Don't you dare say you're not going to, that you're going to stop cutting rates. You're going to keep printing money, and you're going to keep buying treasuries, and you're going to keep cutting rates so that my big stocks go up and everybody else. But the big banks, just like they did in March, they had it. And in March, they turned around and they manipulated the market then so the banks would go up. That's right. Check it out. I think it was March. It was in March. I think it was the beginning of March, end of March. Same thing. Finally they turned around and manipulated the yield so that the banks would go up. The banks would go up. So they made sure that the yields on all was going up instead of down. So everybody in big tech got hurt, and everybody who was in big bank stocks started to make money. And I think they're going to do that again. I mean, because I'm watching the chart all day long here, and they just can't break out. We'll know by tomorrow or the next day. Look, why don't you just join my gang for 10 days free? Because this volatility, when you go and rig the market using yields to try to push one sector up and another sector down, that's what they're doing. After Powell said he said he's going to start raising rates. Well, that's a hell of a start. He's going to raise rates, and all of a sudden, the 10-year Treasury yield drops from 156 points to 144 points today. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's the same. I know it doesn't sound like much, 156 basis points down 144 basis points, but let's do an analogy. That's like if you built a 2,000-foot bridge, and you missed it by what you calculated it wrong, and you missed it by 1,000 feet. That's how big a drop that was today. Now, since 2008, remember, our government, they rely on inflation. Who are they kidding? Our Congress wants inflation. Since 2008, we have been running these budget deficits on purpose. We continue to spend more than we take in on purpose. Because government spending relies on inflation. And they've been running these deficits each year since 2008 because they want inflation. So don't let the Powells or anybody else take parking space in your head. They are now going to pare back printing of money to purchase treasuries to keep rates low. Instead, they're going to raise rates. That's a bold-faced lie, and we're going to know this week, if I'm right, by just watch XLK, big tech, and watch XLF, the banks, and see if they reverse. When government spending relies on inflation, why then purposely increase? Look, if you're going to pay all your bills, okay, you got to have inflation. So why would you stop? You're not going to stop since 2008. Remember, they also did QE. They printed all this money to drop interest rates, right? To drop interest rates to give all low rates to the banks and to the corporations, so the CEOs could do stock buybacks. Come on, government spending is totally reliant on inflation, and it relies on a weak dollar. So they can devaluate their debt they owe to China. So are you kidding me? You really think the weak dollar is going to be they're going to get rid of that? And look what happened on Friday. Definitely, because on Friday they said, oh, no, we're going to get rid of the weak dollar now. Okay, we're not going to print all this money that's been crushing the dollar. We're going to stop printing all this money to drop rates. And so everybody covered their short positions and the dollar shot up. But you watch, see what happens. Remember, the only way you should be playing the market, if you're, one, using a chart. Now, we have a color-coded chart that nobody else has because that really guides you. Tells you when to buy, when to sell. Tells you when to hold. Tells you when to add, not to add, but it tells you when to sell short. But I want you to think of this. Watch the interest rate. It's 144 points today. Now, if it starts going, and think of the benchmark as 160. So if you're in big tech stocks, if it starts getting close to that 150 basis points again, like it did on Friday, 156 basis points, and it starts getting up beyond that, heading towards 160, these big tech stocks are going to collapse. And the bank stocks are going to go up. So why don't you join my gang for 10 days for free, and if you join the gang, you'll see the rotation is what I'm saying. You'll see the rotation. Now, there are two ways that Congress increases their money supply to pay for its increase in government spending. Now remember this. Now they can simply hike taxes on their constituents, right? Congress, which is never popular among members of Congress. Or two, the second way, which is the most popular among Congress, is to print money, to purchase treasuries, to lower rates on the national debt. Now listen to what I'm saying. They do this all the time. That's why this thing is a lie that they're going to raise rates. Powell has no control anymore over the rates. He has no control over the bonds. He's lost control of the bonds. Trust me when I tell you, the banks are going to stand for this. The banks are going to stand for the manipulation of the yields going down, so the banks get hurt. And keep watching big tech, and big tech can't even break out. It's trying. It'll be interesting tomorrow to see big tech break. Look at Google, can't even break out. Google's can't even break out. But I'm telling you, we'll watch the next couple of days. I hope I'm right, and then we'll make a lot of money switching from big tech. We'll short them and buy the banks, and you should too. So the second way in which is popular, which the Congress produces money, is they print money to purchase treasuries. I thought they're not going to do that anymore. So they can lower the rate on the national debt. And those savings then increase the money supply. So that's how they increase the money supply. Now, you know they're not going to... Look, if you got two choices, we hike taxes on our constituents. You think Congress is going to do that? They're already hiking taxes, but you don't know it. It's a hidden tax. Inflation is a tax. That's a cruel tax. Inflation is one of the cruelest taxes you could have, next to they tax you on your labor. When you get taxed on your labor, you should never be taxed on your labor. That's cruel enough. But then to give you this hidden tax called inflation, that's even worse. So that's what their plan is here. So again, join my gang, free for 10 days, and follow us. So you'll always be on the right side of this market. Meaning you'll be on the right side of the yield, which controls the market. Remember, Congress loves deficit spending. Don't believe what Carlos says or anyone else says in the Fake Business Network that they don't like deficits. They love deficits. Look, if they didn't have deficits, what would they have to do? They'd have to take all this money and do what? If they didn't have deficits, what would they do with all the printed money if they didn't have deficits? If they didn't turn around and buy treasuries? I'll tell you when I come back. Join my gang, free, for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up. It never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. For the best insight in both the stock market and the economy, turn to the Phil's Gang YouTube channel, where each weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern, you get to listen to my Phil's Gang radio show, where you get the best information both on stocks and the economy. And each Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, you get the new segment of my popular Market Crash Unfolding, where I detail the weekly events that are leading us up to the next crash. Both Phil's Gang radio show and Market Crash Unfolding on Phil's Gang YouTube channel. That's right. Listen to me on my YouTube channel. Listen to my radio show on my YouTube channel. And then hit like, share, and please subscribe. Now, I posted my another segment on Friday night. I do it every Friday night. The unveiling of the stock market crash. So I bring you closer and closer to the crash. Every Friday, I tell you how much closer we're getting to the crash and why. And what we have seen from Friday to today with the volatility in that treasury where they manipulated to go from 1.550 basis points back down 156 basis points, when we talk about back down to 144 basis points. That volatility identifies a 10% correction is nearing. 10% correction. When the Federal Reserve loses control, as they did in March, over these yields, over the bond market, this is what you see. This is exactly what you see. And what is that? Remember, Congress, I mean, you have, first of all, you have two players. You have people who want to buy nothing but big tech stocks. That's how they created a fortune. Think about it. How much money you would have made. Think of all these congressmen who are in the big tech market. Think of Pelosi, who bought, I forgot how much. She's got all kinds of millions of dollars into tech. You would get 110% return from March 2020 to today. Where else can you make that kind of money? Now, do you really think the banks are going to sit on the sideline? They didn't in March. March, they turned around, they had enough. And so they then turned everything so that the yields no longer were low. They started to go up, and then banks took over. See, when that happens, this kind of stuff happens, that means the Fed, or Powell, lost control totally of the bond market. And that's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. Now, look, you can make money in the market no matter if it goes up or if it goes down. And that's the difficulty. Most people only make money, they try to make money with the market going up. Now, remember what they do. The fake business news networks, their job is to get your confidence up. Their job is to get your hope up, to get your optimism up. Okay? Get you to a point you believe it's time to be fully invested, that you're thrilled. You got to buy more stock on margin. And our margins right now are historic. We never had margins where people are borrowing this kind of money. And it's all going into big tech, big tech. So that news on Friday, okay, that's it. We're not going to keep on lowering these rates by printing money and buying the 10-year Treasury. That had to be fixed. That had to be fixed. They need inflation. Remember, Congress loves deficit spending. They do it on purpose. They spend more than they take in tax revenue. That way there, remember, deficits have to be paid. So that's called deficit spending. They're always spending more than they take in, and a deficit has to be paid. And how they pay the deficit? Print more money. Print more money. And the more money they print, the value of your dollar goes down. And they love it because that means the value of their debt goes down. If you own China $1 million, it goes down 20%. They only own China $800 billion. This is the game. Now, here's what they should be doing. If Congress was supposed to be doing what they're doing in the Fed, they really were looking out for you and me. They would make sure they would stop this deficit spending. They would stop, first of all, they would stop stock buybacks. They would stop this massive printing of money that's destroying this country. This money printing is destroying this country. They would stop stock buybacks. If they stop stock buybacks, they should stop the printing of money the way they're doing it. But at least stop, make it illegal again. Make it a felony once again, like it used to be. This printing of money is crazy. This QE is crazy. They should be doing printing of money for business investment. If we had business investment, we wouldn't be facing a 70% stock market crash. I don't care what any of those people tell you. The government is spending $17 billion a day. That's a 47% increase in 1 year. How do they do it? Print money. Are you kidding me? This year we're going to have a deficit. They're going to spend $8.5 trillion, and they're going to only take in $3.4 trillion, and they're still spending every day more than they take in. So they're doing it by deficit spending because they want inflation. We shouldn't want inflation. We should have them take money and put it into small businesses, business investment. That money should be going to companies that they buy new machinery and new equipment. It's called business investment. And then that means a person produces more. And when you produce more, a person gets a raise. And then he has that extra money. He can either invest it or save it or spend it. And because spending is 70% of our growth, our GDP, but guess what? Every bit of spending they're doing, it's money that's coming from the government. Guess what? They're printing it. They're printing the money. They're saying, if you get a $300 a week unemployment check, the government's now printing another $300 a week to send to you. Or the $1,400. Now they're talking about all this, they want to do the bridges and roads and all that. They're going to end up doing $3-4 trillion. That's, again, we got to print it. And all that printing of money, okay, causes inflation. And they want inflation. Our Congress loves inflation. It's done purposely. So you got to make sure you're on the right stocks. You're in the right group. But that's where we come in. That's how we take care of you. And all we ask is you, please, when you're doing well, would you take care of St. Jude? But you got to know, okay, when am I going to be in my Microsoft? When am I going to be in Google? When am I going to be in Home Depot? When am I going to buy Qualcomm? When am I going to do that? When do I do that? Or when do I buy J.P. Morgan? When do I buy Exxon? Well, we know one thing. You don't buy J.P. Morgan. You don't buy Exxon when you got yields that are low. Right? You don't do that. And if you're going to go and you're going to buy Google and Amazon, you're going to buy Home Depot and Procter & Gamble and Intuit, you want yields that are high. You want yields that are low. So you always got to make sure, where are the yields before I buy a stock? Does anybody do that for you? I bet they don't. We do that every day. And every day at 2 o'clock, we post our portfolio and tell people exactly what to do based on what the yield is doing. Does anybody do that for your 401k? I bet they don't. But that's what we do. So the next time that you're going to buy Apple or Microsoft or Amazon, or you're going to buy Home Depot, you got to check and see if those yields are low. Then go ahead and do it. Or if you're going to buy the banks, you certainly don't want to buy the banks when the yields are low. You want to buy them when they're high. How about Procter & Gamble and Coke? When do you buy those? See, this is what we do every day to make sure you're in the right position. See, all they do is just tell you, buy, 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 buy. Here, listen to Kramer on this. I never heard anything so stupid as this, and he was wrong.
On Monday, I warn you that today and next Monday could be very ugly, and then you can start picking some things up late in Tuesday or early.
Oh, really? How'd that work out for you, Jim, today? We're up 600 points, the Dow. 600 points. 600 points. And how did that happen? Because they manipulated the market. That's all. Really simple. They bought some futures. You've got to get help where someone can tell you exactly what's going on before you buy a stock, and that's what we do here at Phil's Gang. So join my gang. It's free for 10 days and a color-coded chart as well.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.